Hey my days, we're doing more haggling than the Turkish market. What's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and you know what it is. This news came out last night and I was gonna do a video and then I just couldn't be bothered because it's bad news. But yeah, you cannot just bring the good, right? And I think it will get good eventually. You know, we did the video the other day about the triple swoop, the bids for Elanga, Joao Pedro and James Trafford, so we've got to talk about it when it's gone wrong. For now anyways. Listen, it's always going to happen this. Clubs never accept the first offer. There's still plenty of negotiating to be done, and like I mentioned at the start there, doing more haggling than the Turkish market, doing more negotiating than bloody Lord Sugar at the minute. It's a madness. We're just trying to negotiate. It came out on Sky last night, right, that Newcastle have had a £50 million bid rejected for Joao Pedro by Brighton. It was actually 45 million plus 5 million in add-ons, and they value him at 60 million quid. And Tony Bloom from Brighton, we know what he's like. He's not going to budge. He's not going to do anything else. He's worse than bloody Lord Sugar, to be honest with you. You cannot negotiate with him for nout. So it's going to be 60 million or nout. 60 million or he stays. You know, we'll get into Brighton's business and stuff soon, what they've done in the past. But that's what they want. That's what they value the Brazilian forward at. And that's how mental transfer fees are these days. And I think we need to adjust to this. We really do, and it doesn't help that your Man United and other teams go mad and spend silly amounts of money like Chelsea on players that are nowhere near the valuation. That has increased everyone's valuation now. And what used to be a £30 million player, I mean, Brighton did sign Pedro for 30 million from Watford a couple of years ago, but when you look at your Pedros and your Elangas, you think to yourself, they're about a 30 million quid player. Maybe after they've been in the Prem a bit, 40 million max. But when you start to talk 60 million each for these players, it's just inflation. It really is. Everything's gone up now. You know what I mean? Your shopping's gone up. Your car parking fees have gone up. Football tops have gone up. Unless you're in Turkey haggling. Everything's gone up. So this is where PSR and FFP needs to be adjusted. Because everything is inflated and these fees aren't matching up to what you can and can't make these days. And you're budgeting at the club and what you're selling and making. It just doesn't make sense anymore. So when we see these figures, we're like, what the earth is going on here? 60 million. It's just the price these days. It's just the way things have massively increased in the market and just in general in the world for us. Petrol, for example. Do you know what I mean? Everything's just mad these days. So football fees are definitely in that market and definitely on the rise every bloody day. I was watching a Sky Sports video earlier and they had a clip from Fabian Hertzler where he said he expects him to stay at Brighton, but he's going to say that because he would have been told from Bloom to say that, to say, make sure you tell everyone he's staying because we don't want to sell him. But there is talks, there is reports that Brighton are happy to do the deal, they're happy to let him go if it's 60 million quid. So like I said, Brighton's manager was saying, he's a great player, he did wonderful for us since he signed, can't wait to see him next week, and he might see him next week when pre-season starts again. As Sky Sports have said, this could drag on for a while. Now, that's the last thing I want to hear, and I'm sure you want to hear in the comments, is more transfer sagas. After Mark Gahey last year, we don't need another one of those. We'd like to get the players in quickly. So I've seen people on our social media, because I put the question out, after Brighton rejected the 50 million bid, what do you value him at? And I'm going to put the same thing to you lot on YouTube, so let us know in the comments your valuation of Joao Pedro. And everyone just says, if that's what they want, pay it or move on. You know Brighton aren't going to sell for anything less. Move on if otherwise. If you really want him that much, which we clearly do, because we tried to sign him a couple of years ago, let's get him in at 60. You should have to bite the bullet and be like, right, well, if that's what you really want, 60 million. It's like if I go review a car, and I'm like, man, I'd love that Range Rover, like. And then the bloke's like, well, you know, it's 60 grand, like. And I'm like, but what about 45 grand? He's going to look at us funny, isn't he? He's going to be, are you mad? Prices on the window. Get out. So it's the same thing there. If you haven't got the money, you can't get it. And that's the way Brighton are doing business. And that's the way they've always done business. Have a look at that on your screen there now of Brighton's recent sales. And obviously some of them are massive and ridiculous. A few million quid they paid for Caicedo and he went for over 100 million. McAllister was like 5 million. So it's mad the amount of money that they have made off sales. So they all don't sell cheap. They don't say that they need to sell. They don't say, right, well, we can have them because we desperately need the funds. They don't. They've got a great business model of buying players cheap and selling them on for hefty, hefty profit. And they'll continue to do that. And to be fair, they bought Minter off us last year for 30 million. That wasn't exactly cheap for a player that only had one good season in the Eredivisie. They've obviously spent big this summer. They went for that Greek striker, the kid, 18-year-old, for like 30 odd million. You know, they signed Rutter from Leeds last year, their record signing 40 odd million. So, you know, they are spending a bit of money now, but they're continuously making money at huge profits. So Brighton are very good. You've got to give them credit for that business model. And as Sky said on that video, you know, that's what a lot of clubs are looking at now to try and copy their model. and it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's worked well for them in terms of the progression of the club on the pitch and definitely off the pitch as well. So Brighton are a very well-run football club, and they won't be mugged off. You know, if you're going to class it as mugged off, I mean, I think 60 million is too much for Pedro. Like I say, let us know your thoughts in the comments. I would say about 50 is as max as I would go. I do think he's a very good player. He obviously is a Brazilian international. He's got huge potential. He's been in the Premier League now. Was it 20 goals and assists the year before? And then last season just gone there. It's like 16 goals and assists combined, I think it was. So good numbers. Obviously last year he had a couple of injury spells as well. And he obviously had a disciplinary falling out at the end there with Van Hecker, his defender. And then obviously a red card here or there. So it was a mixed bag last season for him. But we will get the best out of him, and he is a quality footballer. So realistically, I think the 45 million plus 5 in add-ons is kind of fair. But then you look at the market these days, you look at Man U going mad, you know, them paying 62.5 for Cunha, them getting 63 million rejected for Mbumo. That's going to rise to 70 odd. You know the wages are going to be huge. You know everyone else is paying big money. So, you know, when you look around and you look at what Man U have done lately, they've ruined the market basically. I'm going to keep putting the blame on Man U. 72 million for Erasmus Højlund. You know what I mean? The amount of money they pay like Sancho and Rashford every week. All the other signings that have gone by where they've been flops. Mudryk to bloody Chelsea for 80, 90 million. Pepe at Arsenal for 70 odd million. You know, the fees are ludicrous. So everyone looks at it now and goes like, well, we've got a really good player in Pedro. You know, he's a Brazilian national. He's only 23. We have 60 million. So I don't know. It's tough to really negotiate these days. And of course, speaking of Chelsea, they're in talks as well. That's been reported by Sky 2 that Chelsea are also in discussions with Brighton for Joao Pedro. Obviously they are, because for some reason they can just spend what they want and sign 400 players every transfer window. Whereas we haven't signed anyone of decent note to improve our starting 11 for 3 windows now. Hopefully that changes this summer, and we'll get some business in soon. And that business that could be coming in soon, as I've been saying, is James Trafford from Burnley. Now, this is very funny and interesting from Nick Pope, who clearly thought he was sending a direct message to James Trafford, not a story reply that everyone can see now. So Pope wasn't aware of this, was he? You know, he replied to Trafford's story saying that on your screen there now. Class. I mean, that's just brilliant. I love it. And what a cock up that is as well. Oh, quality. Pope definitely doesn't realise that everyone can see that story reply. Everyone's popping up on their phone now, and that's obviously an indication that these have been talking, because players do talk. They're all mates. Remember, they're in the England setup, especially Pope and Trafford from, you know, the Burnley connections and obviously the England team. So he's been talking to them, saying, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, we're in talks. Yep, it's progressing nicely. Yep, obviously Romano and other people have reported in the last day or so that Trafford's terms have been agreed. He has accepted Newcastle United's wage offer. The demands have been met on that side. So the player terms, personal, all agreed and done. We just need to reach that fee with Burnley, which both sides are confident of getting done. Be interested to see what that comes to. Probably 30 odd million plus add-ons. And that's the way that one's going to go through, hopefully next week, according to many reports. But Nick Pope gave him a hint there that he is coming, because he's not seeing him soon on holiday. The holidays are pretty much over now. They're back on the 7th of July. So he's not going to go and say, oh, see you soon, see you more beer next week. You know, it's because he's coming to the Toon. So Nick Pope dropping a little hint there. It's been deleted now, so it is gone. It has been deleted, but it was there and it blew up online because loads of people picked up on it. If Pope replied to Trafford's story on Instagram. Quality stuff. I love a little leak like that one. Thank you for that one, Popey. And you can see Pope's support there for his fellow goalkeeper. He's happy, he's excited to see Trafford at the Toon, and he's going to be competing with him very soon. Or maybe Pope goes, still linked with other Premier League clubs. Keep an eye on the old goalkeeper rotation once again at Newcastle United, because that's what we love to do, in and out of keepers all day long. Tell you a keeper that won't be coming to Newcastle is Freddie Woodman. The ex-Magpie shot stopper has signed for Liverpool. Completely out of the blue, this one. He's going to be third choice there now at the Scousers. And good luck to him, and what a move that is. I mean, he's just going to be there forever now, isn't he? He's going to be there Mark Gillespie now. He's going to be there Scott Carson, just picking up Premier Leagues for absolutely no reason, not playing a second, and having a great wage every week and getting trophy cabinets. Fair play to the lad. What a move that is for him. I'm interested to see how he does when he does play maybe 4 minutes against Doncaster in the Cup. But credit to him. It's a great move. What a club to be at. You know, he's going to have trophies and medals for, you know, not even participating. But fair play. You know, what a place to be at. An interesting move that for him. Very interesting. Good on him. You know, he was linked to a return to Newcastle, obviously, being a keeper. So was Krul, so was Fraser Forster. to hit that UEFA quota, but it won't be Woodman, as he's went and done that for Liverpool instead. Last bit of news that came out yesterday was the launch of the third kit. Now, I brought you the video the other day, but it's been officially confirmed by the club now, not the photos that were leaked on Adidas and taken off as well. Loads of leaks lately, whether it's Instagram stories or Adidas websites and kits and transfers. It's all coming out. And the kit has been confirmed for release by the Toon on the 1st of July, so not long to wait at all. And they will be releasing a promo video for that, which was filmed at the Irish Centre in Toon. Links of Sam Fender and Tino Asprilla being involved in that one, so that'll be absolutely class. And there is also talks of a retro range coming out once again this year that the players and other guests will be wearing in that shoot. So obviously we'll have the hoodies and everything, the tracksuits this year, and there'll be more of that to come. Of course there will be, because they sold out last year and everyone was kicking off at the stock levels, so there's plenty more money to be made from Adidas and the club on those originals and retro ranges. But the third kit, obviously they teased it with the colour and the Adidas trefoil logo, but they didn't release any of the images themselves. They're going to wait for that video to drop on Monday night of the promo. And then it's mad though, it's a bit backward once again that this has been pushed forward, because there was talks that this was going to come out end of July, start of August, and then the away kit would be out next week. The green one, we still don't know if that's official yet, just the leaks. Yet they're going to go with the third one again. Who releases the bloody third kit before the away kit? Again, we did it last year, but that was because of a stock issue apparently. But we've done it again this year. I don't know, maybe this is the theme they're going to run with now, because the third kit's always better than the away kit. They know the green one's not going to sell, so we'll just bring out the third one, the original one, wipe everyone's bank out. When the green one comes out, it just goes on the radar. No one's really asked about the Saudi kit and the colour and everything, because they've already spunked all the money on the original stuff, on the third stuff, and on the home stuff. We haven't even seen any new training gear yet, so my idea is that'll come out next week as well. When the players come back on the 7th of July, we'll soon see them in the new coats, the new jackets, vests, tops, shorts, all the rest of it. Tracksuits, the lot. Money to be splashed, so I hope everyone's had a good payday. If you want the new kit, let me know what you think of that. Again, will you be there next week? We will be at the club kit launch day as per usual, so keep an eye out on that one. Right then, I think that'll do for this little Saturday wrap up. Remember, drop your thoughts in the comments below on Pedro and everything else. Please do subscribe to my channel TV if you haven't already. Give her a like, and I'll see you on the next one.